Hi, if you're new around here, I'd appreciate it if you like the video and subscribe, as well as following us on Twitter and tweeting in video suggestions, and you could be responsible for the next video. Links in the description. Anyway, let's get into today's video. Football is a game of evolution and cycles. In the mid to late 2000s, most major European teams played with the number 10. It was the most coveted position in the game, and they were the major conductors of most teams' attacks. And an attacking midfielder in Kaká broke the transfer record and won a Ballon d'Or, an indicator of just how valued this position was. Just a few examples of the top players who thrived in these positions were Lampard, Fabregas, Nasri, Schneider, and in more recent times the likes of De Bruyne, Silva, Ozil, Cazorla, Fernandinho, Isco, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and James Rodriguez, to name a few. Mata and Ozil in particular were beacons of light in the position, with Mata being a revelation when signing from Valencia for about £25 million. He won back-to-back Chelsea Player of the Year awards, including a stellar season where he registered 15 goals and 20 assists for Chelsea. Mesut Ozil, on the other hand, was regarded as the best attacking midfielder in the world during his Real Madrid spell, putting up incredible assist figures year after year. As the years progressed, as we look at this particular list, we can break down the collection into players who have continued to perform their best up until the current day, and players who, while still talented, have seen their most productive days fade away. This video will take a look at what happens when a player stands still whilst the game evolves around him. In the past, the 4-4-2 was the most common formation at top-level football. It was a functional formation that balanced defense and attack, as well as operating with two box-to-box midfielders, one of whom would hold whilst the other joined the attack. Coaches soon caught on to this, and in order to take advantage of this both offensively and defensively, teams dropped one of their forwards into midfield. This evolution of the game would allow their two holding midfielders to tackle the one midfielder who joined the attack, whilst giving them an easy one-on-one on the counter. They could also easily maintain possession in midfield, drawing the opposition out and leaving space between the lines for the attacking midfielder. This gave rise to the increased use of the 4-2-3-1. The central attacking midfielder, Cam, or number 10 in this formation, was crucial, often providing crucial passes and chipping in with goals. The 10 was the star of the team. They tended to be small players with good technical skills and vision, who were quick of thought but not of foot, as they tended to struggle to keep up physically. So coveted were they were allowed to be lax in defense and concentrate on attacking. At this point, all of the previously mentioned attacking midfielders flourished. In the Premier League, Juan Mata was one of the best in the position, winning back-to-back Player of the Year awards at Chelsea, as well as the Champions League. As the focal point, he provided an outstanding number of goals and assists year after year. Ozil in Madrid was lighting up the scene as the best number 10 in the world, supplying Ronaldo, Benzema, and Higuain with assist after assist. He was Germany's golden boy. This is when things began to change. Most teams adopted the 4-2-3-1, resulting in most matches being a matchup of the formation. This meant that the time and space Cams previously enjoyed between the lines was limited, as two defensive midfielders would mark them. For a while, teams persisted with this, but the next evolution was on its way. Coaches wanted their best technical player to have the most time and space on the ball, and this had shifted from being in the attacking midfield third to being deeper on the pitch away from the two defensive midfielders. This led to the 4-3-3 becoming the most common formation, with Barcelona leading the charge. And all of a sudden, many top teams didn't have a dedicated cam position. And this, coupled with the rise of inverted wingers who would occupy the same spaces as cams, meant they were quickly becoming outdated. The game had also become quicker and more physical, with teams unable to carry players defensively. The traditional 10s were faced with an option: adapt or watch the game evolve past them. The most common way attacking midfielders adapted was by moving deeper into the pitch or moving out wide. The Manchester City trio consists of former attacking midfielder at Shakhtar, Fernandinho, who dropped deep and became a great defensive midfielder, and two other 10s who after spells out wide moved into central midfield. Modric is possibly the greatest example of this adaptation, who alongside fellow former Cam, Kroos, moved deeper into central midfield and even defensive midfield on occasion. This culminated in a Ballon d'Or and World Cup final for him. However, this is where Mata and Ozil ran into problems. After being frozen out of Chelsea for a more physical and defensively willing player in Oscar, he moved to Man United, where he began his adaptation. He moved out to the right wing, and although he has not been bad, his best days are behind him, with him not possessing the necessary pace to be dangerous out wide. This led to a rapid decline in output. Ozil, on the other hand, has been tried in various positions, deeper in midfield, out wide, or even as an inside forward, all to limited effect. Defensive instincts don't come naturally to him, and it is evident when he plays deep, and he tends to drift in when playing out wide. He has also seen a decline in output, and faces a battle to reach his lofty heights of the past. Isco is a player whose team under Zidane found him so vital they shifted their whole formation to a 4-4-2 diamond, showing there is hope for Cams yet. However, under Solari, he struggled for game time. Mata and Ozil are examples of two great players who are victims of not keeping up with the evolution, a phenomenon that can happen to any player at any time. What are your views on the evolution? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and tweet us. And thank you for the positive comments on the last video. Here are just a few of the examples.